The Object tab in the Creative Editor contains tools that can be used to create documents which range from simple to impressively detailed. This tab contains several utilities that can be grouped based on similar function. From the Object tab, we can change the background or the stroke color of an object, change the stroke weight of an object, duplicate an object, move objects forward and backward on the canvas, add several objects to a group, flip objects vertical or horizontal, align objects to the left, center, and right of the panel, lock an object's horizontal location, vertical location, or rotation, edit an object's opacity, change an object's height, width, or rotation, fill an object with an image, or add special effects to an object. Add a shape from the drop-down menu. We can also delete objects. To begin, I will add an object to the panel. The user may select any of several objects in the drop-down menu. A preview of the object's shape will appear to the left of a shape's name. Once an object has been selected, clicking the Add to Page button will add the object to the canvas. When an object is selected, the Color and Stroke palette box will reflect the current settings for that object. This object is gray, and that is reflected in the Color palette box. In order to change this object's background color, I will click the palette box and select from either a list of existing colors, a color wheel of custom colors, or from swatches that I have already saved. After changing the object's color, the object reflects the change on the canvas. In order to add a stroke to an object, clicking the stroke box in the Color palette box will bring up an additional pop-up. From here, we can select a different color for the stroke. In order to change the thickness of a stroke, I can input a number into the stroke thickness box. If I want to duplicate an object, including all of the settings such as background, color, and stroke, I use the Duplicate Object button. This button adds another identical object to the canvas. Objects in the Creative Editor are arranged by order of last added to canvas. Because of this rule, the newer box is above the original box on the canvas. However, this order can be changed using the Move Forward, Move Backward, Move to Front, and Move to Back selections. If I move the duplicated box backward, you can see the change reflected on the canvas. If I have two objects that I want to remain together, I can select them both using click and drag, or by holding the Shift key while clicking multiple objects. Once I have the objects I desire selected, I can use the Group Selected Objects tool. Now these two different objects will be treated as one. When a setting such as Group is turned on in the Object tab, the icon will take on a blue outline. Clicking an icon again will turn the option off. By clicking the group icon a second time, the two objects are now no longer connected. If I have multiple objects that I would like to arrange on the page, I may use any of the three Align Object buttons. I can align objects to the left of the panel, to the right of the panel, and to the center of the panel. There are several ways to change an object's size or shape. By holding the corner of a selected object, the user can click and drag to change the object's size. Additionally, by clicking on just one edge of the object, the user can stretch or skew the object. In this way, we make a square into a rectangle, and so forth. In the same way, clicking the rotation handle of a selected object will allow the user to rotate the object freely. For more precise measurements in size and rotation, the numerical input boxes can be utilized. In addition to changing an object's color and stroke, the creative editor is capable of changing the opacity of an object. In order to change an object's opacity, select the object and use the numerical input for a percentage of opacity. 100 is entirely solid. 0 is entirely transparent. One exceedingly useful aspect of the creative editor is the ability to lock objects. By selecting an object and clicking one of the 5 available lock buttons, a user is able to ensure that their layout will not be moved. Clicking the horizontal lock button will allow the object to move up and down, to be rotated, to have its size changed, but it will not be able to be moved horizontally. The vertical lock button works in much the same way, except that the object is only restricted to not move vertically. The rotation lock button will allow the object to be moved, resized, but not rotated. The height of object lock will allow the object to be scaled horizontally, but not to be resized vertically. The horizontal lock button works in much the same way, but restricting the horizontal scaling of the object. These 5 lock buttons can be used in any combination. The use of these locked objects allows a user to position items exactly and then keep them there. This becomes very important when working on complicated documents that have multiple pieces. Also in the Object tabs are 2 advanced effects. The first advanced effect is Fill Object with Image. Clicking this button brings up a pop-up box that will allow the user to choose from My Images, MenuSphere Global Images, or to upload an image from their computer. This image can then be applied to the object. After doing so, the image will fill the object's shape. In this way, we're able to use any of the existing creative editor shapes to create image bounding boxes. This becomes exceptionally useful when a document might be edited for photos later. A user is able to fill a shape with an image, position it, style it, and then if the image needs to be changed later, simply clicking the Fill with Image button a second time will allow the user to apply a new image. Another exciting feature is the Effect button. Clicking the Effect button will bring up a pop-up. From this pop-up, the user is able to choose from several advanced effects, including gradients and shadow. Gradients will supersede any color applied to the inside of an object. Previews of the gradient's appearance are displayed next to the gradient name. In order to remove a gradient, simply select the object and assign a new fill color. Additionally, the Effects menu allows the user to select shadows. Again, there are previews of what these shadows look like next to the names of the shadow. Simply select a shadow and apply it to the object. Only one shadow can be applied to an object at a time. In order to remove a shadow, simply select the No Shadow Effect choice and click Apply. Selecting an object and clicking the trash icon will delete the object from the panel. Most of the tools available in the Object tab are also available in the Image and Text tabs. These tools will function in the exact same way. However, in the Image tab, they will affect images, and in the Text tab, they will affect text. Users are encouraged to explore and create, finding which of these tools work for their type of layout and design choices. Becoming comfortable with these tools will allow for the creation of beautiful documents.